do this more in the listing presentation, but I'm going to have a listing presentation in 3 days. I email my seller questions to my lender, who now automatically emails this letter to the seller. And we've gone over this with a lot of you guys. I'd like to introduce my company and myself as a member of Team Sanford. And we're the top lenders in the area. We have a long list of satisfied clients for whom we've obtained mortgages to purchase their dreams. And then it goes on to say all the things that the lender can do for the seller if the seller lists with me. A very, very, very strong letter on that. Okay, let's move here. Okay. On the buyer end, why can't we go ahead and have your lender start sending a letter to the buyer, once there's loan approval? Thank you for taking the time to work with me and completing your paperwork. Now, what to do while waiting for loan approval? Well, what this does is it scares the heck out of them in regards to all the things that can go wrong, and how Walter Sanford, and how their lender is going to help them get through this paperwork maze. It doesn't cost anything to email this stuff. There's no reason why a lender can't mention you in the body of the letter, congratulating a buyer for the fact that they finished the loan application process. Now here's all the things they've got to get ready to do. Here's a letter that my lender sends to my clients after close. Congratulations on the purchase of your home. After we closed, I was talking with Walter about how to continue to service you after all the dust has settled on this transaction. In discussing the terms of your loan, we've agreed that it's unbelievable that not more people are taking advantage of these low interest rates. We'll keep you up to date with any further changes in this market. Also, our brainstorming has led to an idea that we wanted to share with you. We did a side-by-side comparison of your regular amortization schedule and one with an additional $100 per month added to the regular payment. An extra $100 a month may not seem much, but it would fit. And we know that would fit into your budget. And just look at the results. Your additional $100 per month will save you $63,000 over 30 years and cut off 5.83 years off the term of your loan. I think that most people don't realize the impact of such a simple idea. Please expect more of these types of ideas from me in the future, and congratulations, and also from Walter Sanford, your real estate agent. So what we're doing is we're using a joint database between our lender and ourselves. I always shared my database with my lenders so that they could do things like this for me. All right? So let me get out of this, guys, and come back to you. Stop sharing, and let's get you back over here online. Okay. Getting better with this technology, aren't I, guys? Okay. All right. So I hope you guys will start using your affiliates a little bit more. Free waiver certificates on the home protection policy. You only use one home protection lady, and she gives you a waiver certificate for your clients on the first time deductible. They'll do that for you if you have them on your website. You're making the presentation to your buyers and sellers that you must use, or you should use this lady. So I want you this week to spend a little more time in brainstorming with these people. Remember, you guys are unpaid salespeople for these affiliates. And I want them more involved in your business, and they'll be happy to, especially when you show them your commitment to them. All right. Okay. Well, that's about ending up. You guys, have any other questions?
Walter.
Hey, Walter.
Go ahead.
Yes. Let's just say the house is listed at $150,000. Is there a magic number on what to reduce it, or is your opinion anything to start?
Well, even my wife, who's been in this business for 25 years, LisaSanford.com, everybody makes mistakes. So I know you guys have all listed a $140,000 house for $175,000, and I got to tell you, in price reductions, you want to go for the biggest ones as soon as you possibly can. Which means that Now remember, this all works together. You made a better listing presentation. You gave them a net sheet at the price you think that property should sell at, even though they wanted to go higher. Now, I've listed overpriced properties, and I'll let you guys do that. As long as, gosh darn it, they have a real motivation to sell, and your listing's long enough. And at the listing presentation, as long as you've given them a net sheet at what you really believe that that property will sell at. Now, I've actually made mistakes at the listing. And it's even the net sheet I've given them is still overpriced, which then goes into our next concept, and that is I underpromise, overdeliver. They're happy with me. The sign got up faster than I told them. The brochure box got up faster than I told them. The brochures were done faster than I told them. It hit Realtor.com faster than I told them. My first phone call on Thursday between 1 and 2 was actually in between 1 and 2. I performed all of my simple little duties, and they appreciate me for that. Now I'm into the grind, man. I'm into the grind where we're not getting any showings, and I start. And now remember, you guys, a lot of these people also need to be brought to reality at the listing presentation too. You know, most of your problems get cured at the listing presentation. So in this market, you all should have a pain file. That's a PAIN file. I use it with short sales, but I also use it with cement head sellers. And all this is negative articles preserved in plastic, which means negative emails from like Inman News, negative articles in your local newspaper about the foreclosure rate and some poor old lady getting dragged out of her home by her feet by the sheriff. All these are horrible negative news stories. Now, the reason I want you to start collecting these is obviously in a short sale, it's nice to start showing the bank that it's a lot worse than they think it is. But number two is that when you're at a listing presentation and they're just totally in left field, they've got motivation, they want to sell, man, I pull out the pain file and go, you know, Mrs. Johnson, I love real estate. I love this business. Nobody's more excited about this business than I am. Nobody believes in our area more than I do. But I've got to show you what the buyers are reading. And you go page by page of all these nightmare things. So remember, at the listing presentation, give them a dose of reality and also do the net sheet at the right price. Okay, so now you're in the grind every week where you're still doing what you say you're going to do, but you're not now, and you've time blocked your schedule to call your seller once a week. Now, I know you guys. You think you're calling them every 2 or 3 weeks, but you've got sellers that you don't call for 5 weeks because they're nice and they don't care if you call. Oh, honey, I know you're doing it. You don't need to call me. Well, yeah, you don't call her for 5 weeks and you ask her for a $25,000 price reduction. You get what you deserve. You call your sellers once a week. You've done all these things. You've been calling once a week. They're aware of the market, the pain file. They've got motivation. You guys, I've just increased your chances of a price reduction when you do call them in that week. Now, how much? I'll tell you how much. Below what you think it's going to take to sell. This market requires 5% below the comps. So I know it's hard to comp some of this stuff, but you know, to get activity, to get your property shown to multiple buyers, to get potentially a bidding war going, it's 5% below what the comps are saying. It's not like the good old days, guys. And on the other hand, I'm going to be back with you guys 2 years from now, teaching you how to be blood-sucking price reducers. And the market has turned. We're starting to see appreciation again. And you're still going to be trying to cut people's throats in the living room. And it's a hard habit to break when the market starts turning around. But right now, especially, except for possibly well, we've got some good we've got some offices here that are in different types of markets. But man, there is nothing out there that looks good right now, just between you and me. And we need to be a little bit below the comps to get them excited. So to answer your question, sir, after the last, all these